Hey there. Welcome to Thursday's Raw Regulation with Erica. And today, I'm speaking to two people at the same time. The one who goes quiet and the one who's standing there thinking, are you seriously not going to say anything right now? And just so we're clear, this isn't only about romantic partners. This shows up in dating, friendships, family, work, even inside your own head when you shut yourself down. Because the silent treatment is one of the most misunderstood dynamics in relationships. And it's painful, not just from one side, for both. From the outside, if you're the one on the receiving end, it looks intentional. It looks like punishment. It looks like, oh, cool. So we're withholding presence now. We're disappearing to prove a point. And honestly, that interpretation makes sense because the silence feels aggressive. It feels sharp. It feels like a weapon. But from inside the body that's going quiet, it doesn't feel powerful. It doesn't feel strategic. It feels like a power outage, like someone pulled the plug. Like your brain was running on a backup generator and the fuel just ran out. You want to speak. You might even know what you should say. But the words won't come. They're stuck somewhere between your chest and your throat. And the harder you try, the more frozen you get. And now you're in conflict and ashamed. Because you can see the other person's pain. You can see them waiting. And you cannot access your voice. If you've ever been on either side of that, stay with me. Because once you understand what's actually happening here, you'll never look at silence the same way again. In the biosanctuary protocol, we look at this through the nervous system. And this part matters. Your autonomic nervous system has 3 main gears. Gear 1 is ventral vagal. It's safety, connection, presence. This is where you can listen, soften, and repair things. This is the sanctuary. Gear 2 is sympathetic, fight or flight, activation, defense, faster heart rate, sharper tone, and this is where most arguments live. And then there's Gear 3, the one most people don't understand, dorsal vagal. It's ancient biology. This is what happens when the emotional voltage in the room gets too high, too loud, too intense, too relentless, too long. Your system goes, I can't fight this. I can't run from this. So we're shutting down. Emergency brake. Circuit breaker. Your speech center dims. Your logic center disconnects. Your face goes flat. Your body feels heavy, foggy, maybe even numb. That's not manipulation. That's not someone masterminding a strategy. That's a biological power outage. The infrastructure is there. The power is not. Now here's the cruel twist. If you're on the receiving end, especially if you lean anxious or hypervigilant, that shutdown doesn't register as they're overwhelmed. It registers as they're leaving. They don't care. I'm alone. And that is absolutely real in your body. So what do? You escalate. More questions, more intensity. Why won't you just talk to me? Maybe you block the doorway. Maybe you double text. Maybe you refuse to let the moment end. Not because you're dramatic, but because your nervous system thinks abandonment is a threat. If you're single, this might look like sending a vulnerable text and spiraling when the response doesn't come. Or go quiet with a friend instead of addressing tension. Same nervous system, same loop, different setting. But here's the part nobody says out loud. Every push is more voltage, and voltage is what caused the outage. You're trying to restart a frozen computer by yelling at it. I love you. That is not how computers work. This is the death spiral. One system floods, one system shuts down. The flooder chases, the shutdown retreats. And both walk away thinking the other doesn't care. When the truth is, both care so much, their nervous systems are in crisis. So what do you do when someone you care about has gone dark? Or when you feel yourself starting to disappear? Here's the counterintuitive answer. Stop trying to make them talk. I know. Every fiber in your being wants to resolve it immediately. Fix it before it calcifies into resentment. But pushing someone indoors will shut down. It's like smacking the breaker box and hoping the lights come back on faster. Instead, you offer what I call a biological handshake. No words required. Step 1, move beside them, not across. Face-to-face can feel like confrontation even if you don't mean it that way. So sit next to them. Same couch, same direction. Close enough for presence, but not so close it feels invasive. Step 2, regulate your system first. Feet flat on the floor. Drop your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. You don't have to feel calm. You build calm. Because you cannot co-regulate from chaos. Step 3, and this is the key, breathe audibly. Not dramatic, not passive-aggressive, just steady. Inhale for 4 through the nose. Exhale for 7 through the mouth. And let that exhale be heard. So let's try it. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do it again. Inhale. Exhale. Here's what's happening biologically, and this still gives me chills. And when it detects slow, rhythmic, non-threatening breath beside it, something begins to shift. Not instantly. Give it 3 to 5 minutes. Don't rush it. And don't check every 20 seconds. Just breathe. Eventually, you'll notice it. Their shoulders drop. Their exhale gets longer. The freeze starts to thaw. You didn't force it. You lowered the voltage in the room. You restored the power. You're saying with your body, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not adding pressure. I'm here. Take your time. And if you're alone in the room, you're saying it to yourself. That is a biological handshake. And in that moment, it's more powerful than any perfectly crafted I statement. Because words are upstairs brain tools. And right now, the system isn't upstairs. It's in the dark. And you can't talk someone out of the dark. But you can sit with them in it until the lights come back on. I want to talk directly to the one who shuts down. I know the shame you carry about this. You've been called avoidant, passive-aggressive, emotionally immature. But here's the truth. At some point in your life, your nervous system learned that when things get too big, the safest move is to disappear. Go quiet, get little, wait for it to pass. That might show up in conflict with a partner, or in dating where you ghost first so you don't get hurt. Or in friendships where you withdraw instead of risking being misunderstood. It worked once. It kept you safe. But now, it's confirming someone else's deepest fear. You're not broken. They come from understanding the body. When you see shutdown, when you see shutdown as something that happens to you, not something you are, you can start building a different response gently through the nervous system. If silence is a recurrent pattern in your relationships, romantic, dating, family, or even your relationship with yourself, this is not a character flaw. It's two nervous systems stuck in a loop. Take the relationship nervous system quiz. Find out which archetype is driving your side. Are you the flutter, the shutdown, or plot twist? Do you alternate depending on the day? 2 minutes, link in the show notes. And if you're ready to actually break the loop, not just understand it, the Stop to Death Spiral Intensive is open. 5 seats. That's where we look at your specific wiring and build co-regulation that actually fits the nervous systems involved. Not generic advice, a custom reset. Whether you live with someone or live alone, the loudest silence is the one inside your body. And it doesn't have to stay that way. Breathe well, and I'll see you tomorrow.